Okay, welcome to the video for transferring your floor plan from paper, grid paper, to Pro D. And what you see in front of you now is just a quick, simple floor plan that you might see on Paint. Just a couple rooms. Maybe this is the master bedroom, maybe this is the garage. So let's go over how to transfer that to Pro D. So here's Pro D. First thing you want to make sure is that you have the options or tools options units to feet. So you want to make sure you change the units to feet. And to do that, you go Tools, Options, Units. Because we did it on graph paper with feet, you should do it here too. Shift W flattens out the work plane. And then I'm just going to draw a rectangle. And this is going to be like the outer extent of your house. Or excuse me, the first room. And let's say that that room is 16 by 16. So I'm going to double click on that, change the dimension. It's going to change drastically. So you're going to create a rectangle just for the first room. Everything after that is going to change up a little bit. 16 by 16. I'll zoom out. I'm going to move these dimensions out of the way. Then what I recommend is that you go over to the line tool, and then I'm going to click back to my paint drawing. I'm going to draw this room and then down to the garage and the rest. I'm going to choose the line tool. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm just going to draw a line out. Let's say this is 40 feet. See my little counter that's popping up next to my cursor? That's the quickest way to get your measurements. Then I'm going to stop at 40. This dimension tool, where I wrote 16, that would be the long way. Then I'm going to bring this down. Let's say this is 25 feet. Now, you're going to draw a lot of these lines, but you want to make them double lines so we can actually extrude this object, turn it into a 3D object. If you have no experience with Pro D, this is all new and there's a big learning curve. If you do, you understand the concept of an extrusion and stuff like that. What we're going to do is go up to the line tool, and I'm going to click on Offset Chain. I'm going to type in 0.5, so half a foot. That's going to be the length of our walls, or the width of our walls. Notice that we had a double line pop up here because this one was still highlighted. If I hold down Shift and grab other lines, they're going to pop up with a double line as well. I'm going to hit OK because I want to walk through that again. This time with no line selected. I'm going to go Line, Offset Chain, 0.5. Notice there's a little icon down here where there's nothing selected. There's a line, Select Lines icon with the 0 by it. I'm going to hold down Shift and start clicking on these extra lines. And then I'm going to hit OK. My old video, I had you do this all the lines and then do all the double lines. It was very confusing. Now, I think it's easier to manage, but you still have to go back and delete all these little extra cross lines. They will mess it up if you don't go back and delete all these little extra sidelines. So now I'm going to pick up with the line tool, and I'm going to draw the rest of this house. So I'm going to hold down Shift. That keeps it straight. When you get to a situation where you can't really even it out perfectly, you can't pick the end line, I always go beyond and then bring a second line down to it. You're going to have to trim out the little excess, but it's easier to trim than it is to extend. So I'm going to grab, another thing that's nice is if you have these double lines already, you could just pick this end point and bring it down. I'm going to do the garage. We'll just say this is 20 feet by 20 feet. And then back up. I'm going to go to line offset, and I'm going to type in 0.5. I'm going to hold down shift, and I'm going to click on as many lines as possible. Doesn't like that line, so if it doesn't like one, and notice how this one does, it went in the wrong direction. I don't like that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to type in -5, and you'll see it flip over and get in line with the pre-existing wall. Oh, that's right, didn't like that one. Then we're going to slide over. You hold down shift and the mouse ball to do that. I'm going to hit OK. And I just got to get this one line to double up for me. So line, offset, chain, 0.5. I don't like that direction, so I'm going to hit -0.5 and hit OK. Then I'm going to quickly trim all these commands out, or all these little lines out here with the trim command. I'm going to pause the video and then trim those out and then come back. So after you trim out all the lines, you'll get a highlight. A valid profile will pop up. It'll turn a different color. And it'll take some playing around with, and you may have to do a test extrusion to see if there's an error in it. So you just hit test extrusion down here, and you might have some black and yellow like tape that pops up on the area that's not right. But for now, I can hit extrusion, and we're going to tell it to go up 10 feet. And then you hit OK. That's a preview of your wall. So we're going to hit OK. And that would be a very sample floor plan, or very simple sample floor plan. We have to cut the doors and the windows out if you go on to Architecture 3.